Welcome to the Queens on Decks, where I interview female DJs from around the world. I am Michelle Miller, your host of the Royal Queens Rising podcast. We share our inspiring stories and secrets to our success. DJ Shelly Rockstar. Hey.
Hi, everybody. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
Yay. I know, girl, we've been connecting online for a while now. I love your vibe.
Yes.
And we're doing the thing today.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about you and how you got into DJing.
Sure. Oh my goodness. This is so fun to talk about because I meet so many females, little girls, older women that come up to me and they ask me the same question all the time. And I started very late. I've always been a lover of music. I cannot sing, I cannot rap, and I could do a mean two-step, but that's probably as deep as I could ever get as far as music was concerned. But to be a lover of music, my collection had just gotten so extensive that I had to go digital. And it was suggested to me that I should possibly get into DJing because I had so much music. And I kind of took it as a joke, but I was actually, believe it or not, home on maternity leave with my daughter, who's now 7. And I was taking classes just kind of sort of as a hobby. And then I started to really enjoy it and love it. And I come from a very corporate background. So it's very funny to start this late in life to do something completely different like this. But it just sort of kind of matched my passion with like my business and organizational skills on the side. Because I sort of parlayed that because I had an event planning background in human resources. So I sort of parlayed that into more gigs for myself because I knew what people were looking for. But oh my God, when I look back now, you couldn't have told me I would have been doing this. Never in a million years.
I love that. Wow. Yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. I mean, yeah, it's never too old to dream a new dream or do anything, really.
You're absolutely right.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so much good music out there. It gets overwhelming for me. Like my love for it. It's like, what do I want to listen to right now? Blowing through 5 genres in a day, like just switching the vibe up. So your corporate background as an event planner and resources. So talk to me a little bit more about that. Have you been doing online events?
Well, I really have, the coronavirus and, the quarantine and, a lot of the venues just shut down. You know what I mean? A lot of the venues that I had residencies and I had put a lot of work, I would say, into the last couple of years of just trying to put myself out there, which was like a huge step for me to even begin with. So I finally get this like little tiny bit of momentum. And then here comes coronavirus, like, oh, hi, never mind. No, you won't be doing that. So instead of, I had my weeks like, oh my goodness, should I have become a DJ? Like, what am I thinking? What am I doing? How am I going to get income? And then it just got to the point where I just literally had to just stop and say, okay, wait a minute. Like, everyone's going through this. It's like it's not just me. Like, I don't need to blame myself. It's not my fault. Like, literally relax. So once I was able to do that and just having a really good circle of friends kind of keep me centered and focused and spiritual, I started to pivot and I was like, okay, well, what can I do? So I haven't done as many events because here in Florida, we have become the epicenter for new cases at one point. So it was really hard to get out there. But what I started to do was a lot more virtual parties, a lot more Zoom parties, expanding my events a lot more to the virtual side. And, at one point I was shy to even be in front of the camera. I was like, oh my God, I want to hear my voice. Don't look at my face. Like, I don't have my makeup. And then other time, in the first 4 weeks, I was just getting on Instagram, like, okay, hey, this is music. Forgive me. I'm just wearing my glasses. I can't see. I don't have on any lippies today. But I think it really, helped to shape what I'm doing now, which is, providing that services to people that are really trying to figure out ways to still connect with people, whether it's corporate events that I've done. They've had some team building things since everyone's so far away. I've done some things with elderly facilities and things like that, long-term care facilities where they can't be in contact with their loved ones. So we've done Zoom parties. So that's been really good. But I would have never probably gone that route ever in a million years. But you sort of have to become like your own MacGyver when you're in this industry. You got to figure out, what can I do to, combine these things? I already have this talent. So that was just one of the ways I was able to transition.
Wow. Yeah, I call it get your shift together.
Yes.
We all had to pivot real fast, you know. And some DJs took a break, and that's cool too. Like, I know for those that are listening that haven't felt like DJing, know that you're not alone and you'll get it back. Just, I had a goal to do this Corn Queens party we did recently, and it took us, we've been talking about it for months, but we just finally made it happen. And of course, my computer was like acting up. It was
Oh my
spinning,
God, don't
throttle
even.
overshooting, and it was like we had put in so much energy to make it professional as we can get, like so much like tech checks and all this stuff, and the computer acted up. I
Oh
couldn't.
my God.
So it's just like you never know. But I've had some really fun virtual parties. I got to be a part of a teen camp, a girls' online teen camp. So I love all the creativity that's coming out of this downtime, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. When I see D Nice, I was just kind of like, he looks like he's having so much fun, and I'm just so glad because, like you said, you'll get it back. There was a time that I was just like, I don't want to do anything. I was just kind of, mobile, but I feel like music is therapeutic. And once I started to spin and see, actually see those faces on the other side in those little boxes enjoying themselves, I was like, you know what, I can get out of bed today. If I can look, the DJ saved someone's life today, I can get out of bed.
Yeah, it was really cool to check out all these different DJs and to collaborate with different DJs online. That's been fun and a positive side to this. So, what's next for you?
Oh man, well, I have expanded. Like you said, when you think about pivoting, like I said, it's not, some people are really just reevaluating whether or not they want to continue in the industry. And I've had a lot of people that just said, you know what, I can't. Like you said, some people are spending their downtime, organizing their ridiculously large music files like me. That took me like 30 days. But other than that, I've expanded into drive-through parties. So there are events where I'm actually outside, we're social distancing. I did like a really cool party with one of my good friends, and we had like a little twerk zone. So if you wanted to like get out and twerk, you put on your mask. It was like a little designated area, but people came through and they were honking their horns. That was really cool. I'm also doing backyard movie parties, which has actually become really cool. I never really thought that I would like combine the two, but it's been really cool to have an outdoor screen and people get out there. So I just think it's just a matter of sort of keeping my love alive, but also keeping the business alive. I've been making some very interesting connections and just meeting more female DJs, which I love to see. I'm just such a huge, girl power proponent. So I love the show. I love the podcast. I'm like so excited for you. So I'm just happy to just even be, just talking to you about it because I know how difficult it was for you to just, get those steps in order, and just to see it come to fruition is just super cool for me.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, it started almost 2 years ago interviewing female DJs. My first one was DJ Dana, and it totally has evolved. And, you were talking about earlier about, getting used to seeing yourself and hearing yourself on video. And it takes time to just kind of accept yourself. Like, this is me. This is me on video. This is what I look like. These are the expressions I make. This is what I sound like. And it's all good. And I believe with your personality brand. So just be
Yeah.
you, be authentic. Don't worry about what other people are going to think, the fears of judgment, the fears of being seen online. It's a process. So I always tell everyone, just start. It's the only way. It just takes
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Even if you hate it, just start, I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I always like to ask, what advice would you have for somebody listening that would love to start DJing that maybe is scared or doesn't know what to do? Or
Like you said, start. I would, just start by thinking about the kind of music that you love, the kind of music that you like, and that kind of gets you on the path. People that are interested in DJing pretty much already have like their playlist. So I feel like there's these undercover like DJs living out there, but they're really afraid, like, oh my goodness, should I learn vinyl? I don't know anything about, technical. Like, there are so many groups out there. There are so many organizations. There's, your group, female DJs on Facebook and things like that that will welcome you with open arms. I'm always available. I'm Shelly Rockstar on all social media. You can hit me up with questions. People will tell you I answer all the time. I don't proclaim to be like the DJing guru mastermind, but whatever knowledge I have to share, I love to share it to, all DJs, but especially when I see little girls come up to me and they're like, how did you do that? I'm interested. And it makes me, feel so excited because I think this is sort of like the gateway to a lot of other things, especially if you're thinking about getting into producing music and creating your own content and things like that. I feel like that can springboard into so many things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really just am impressed with everything you shared that you've been doing through COVID and the twerk section. Like that.
Oh my God. I have to mention one more thing
Okay.
or I'll die. I just became a part of this another online virtual concert series. I'm really excited to be a part of it. It's called the Indie One Summer Jam. And it's going to be kicking off this weekend. So you guys, if you follow me on social, you'll see more information about it. But again, it's really about just keeping people in that positive mindset during this time frame because, the news can stress you out, being, locked in your home, like feeling like, cabin fever. But, when you turn on these, I listen to podcasts all the time. I'm always on my lives, just saying, okay, who's on live today? What's going on? Just, to get me into that mood. And I know that people appreciate it. So I'm really glad to be a part of the Indie One Summer Jam. And you guys will hear more about that coming up.
That's really, really cool. Like you're in Florida and Florida is just amazing. There's so much
Oh my God.
vibes there and style.
Yeah.
Like the fashion, one of the first times I went, I came out for the Best of the Best concert 2 times in a row in Nevada. Year 1, he couldn't make it. He couldn't get his visa from Jamaica. So I came back year 2 and he was there. But the vibes, man, like people driving down South Beach in like semi trucks, like without like the trailer. Like I actually like really like had a little like dream. I want to get a little semi truck and then get a tiny house built with like a drop down stage.
Oh my God, would be epic. No, do it. Totally do it. Oh my
Right?
God, I would love that. I would
Like
love that.
so crazy.
Well, that's on par. That's definitely on par with going. And you're right. It's such a huge melting pot. But the reggae scene and the dance hall is like super huge here, obviously. And that's one of the great things about living in South Florida because it is such, a melting pot. And as a DJ, I learned so much, which is why my music collection grows and grows and grows and grows.
So you're a mommy DJ like me.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. That's really cool that you started. I think you said you started when you were pregnant, right?
Yeah, I started like to download all of my CD because I was just home. I was on bed rest for my last 3 months. I was just like bored to tears. I was just, uploading like all my little CDs from like the 90s and everything, like uploading them. I was like, wow, this really is a large collection. But after she was born, I think maybe when she was about 3 or 4 months, I started for a class at Scratch Miami, the Scratch Academy. That's the one that's started by DJ Master J. So that was just to be, the legendary, he put his stamp on this. And that's the kind of person I was. I was kind of like, I could start, but I personally wanted to get technique down and just learn as much as I could. So it was a course that I ended up taking because, I was home and it just flourished into so much more. But, doing that and setting aside the time to actually practice. And then you're like breastfeeding. And then now she's a toddler and she's like, what are these buttons? So now I get her involved. She likes to touch a lot, but she really, poor thing, she's like singing songs from like the 70s. I know her classmates are going to be like, what is going on? But she's going to have a nice musical vocabulary once all is said and done.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. The 70s. They surprise me because I do all the school dances where I live and the requests, they always surprise me. Like they want like Mr. Piano Man or Line or something. It's like
it's the cartoons.
Yeah.
A lot of the cartoons do those throwback jams. So like Minions has like all these things from like Earth, Wind, and Fire. And at one point I was like, is it me? And I was all proud. And I was like, no, it's only because she's watched Minions like 3 times, like a day.
Yeah. Movie soundtracks are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Good. That's so fun. So do you ever bring her to work with you?
Well, she's a total ham. I will say that. So it's very difficult, let me just say, to try to actually work. Like if it's a family function or get together like that, that's a cool thing. But she needs mommy's like 100,000% attention. So not so much.
Go to my website to claim your free gift, a digital copy of my best-selling book, How to Start a DJ Business. www.djrundat.com. Follow me on all social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at DJ RunDat. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. To learn how you can book me or work with me, go to my website or email me at michelle@djrundat.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a review.